So before actually guys are enrolled for DevOps as well as the AWS and network stuff, right? So we're covering these three topics in the single this course. Before we start each and every topics technologies, so we can go as per the flow. First, initially we have to go for basic stuff like understanding on Linux part, understanding in the network, then understanding in the cloud technologies, understanding on the network stuff. Then we'll go for DevOps, automation of stuff. Okay, so this is my war flow which I am following. Today's session was completely on introduction about what is cloud and what is it, what is the purpose of cloud computing, right? So this is a this is the topic we're going to discuss today, and I'll prepare the complete agenda for today's session, and what about we're going to cover in the next weekends. So these are the topics we're going to cover every weekend. I'm going to show you overall syllabus as well. So guys, I think how many members joined? 6 members joined, right? So I just want to understand what you're looking for completely. What is the course you're looking for? What are these major topics you're looking for? Just I want to understand from your side. This will be helpful for us to interact with each other as well. So can someone unmute it and can skip up what is your exact requirement and what you're looking for? And why are you looking for DevOps?
Hey, hi Sandeep. Hi guys. Hi. I'm Shiva. Yeah, Shiva. Yeah, I just looking for DevOps for my daily work process, day-to-day activities. So as of now, I'm working on Azure Cloud, and looking into the more technology and all. Yeah, as like Ansible, making daily process into the automation, because these days people are organization are looking for the automations. So that's it. Yeah.
Super. So anyone
I just came from outside right now, so I was taking heavily breathe. Yeah.
No problem.
So you guys continue. I'll be in the mute for
yeah, no problem. Thank you, Sai, for your introduction. So guys, anyone is looking for any other topics or some kind of thing? So I want to show. Before I share my oral syllabus. Okay. If you guys want to discuss anything related to the new technologies, please raise your hand and let me know, so that we know we can cover up those topics in our syllabus as well. But before we start our actual course, I want to cover up the basics in terms of Linux operating system, because that's very, very important. Linux is the operating system which is required for cloud computing. So that's important, as well as the network. So basic networks also we're going to cover in these sessions. Okay, let us start. I don't want to delay on it. So were you guys able to see my screen?
Yep, we are.
Okay. So before we start, right? So what is cloud? I want to give you some what is meant by cloud. What is why the cloud technologies is booming in the cloud industries? Not only in the cloud industry, in any organization, cloud is taking a vital role on booming. It's a booming technology. So anyone has any ideas why the cloud is playing very important role, and it's very, very important. Is there anyone have any ideas, any thoughts? Okay. Worries. So because the major factor every organizations are moving to cloud is cost cutting. Okay, so that is the only one factor. Majority of the organizations are looking for cloud computing is cost cutting. Okay, so for example, if any organizations want to build any applications, what they actually used to do, they have to procure the servers, they have to procure the network equipments, they have to procure the routers, they have to procure the database servers, right? Everything they have to procure it, and they have to maintain the hardware devices, right? So this is complete.
One more is sorry for interrupting. Yeah, one more is redundancy also.
Right, redundancy that's fine. In even the cloud also provides the redundancy as well as the physical data centers also have the redundancy, right? As a DR and primary data centers and secondary. So it completely relies on the cost cutting, right? If you want high availability of the particular applications, we have to maintain 3 data centers or 2 data centers. That's completely relies on the cost, right?
Yes.
So we have to overcome that scenarios mostly for development cases. All the applications, if someone want to host any application for development, they don't want to invest huge amount of money in terms of data centers, procuring the servers, procuring the router stuff. Instead of that, they should do simply they should create their account and they'll host their application. If they doesn't want the application, simply they will decommission the instances, EC2 instances or servers. So it's a very straightforward thing because of these factors. Now most of the organizations are moving to cloud. Okay, the majority, maybe if you go for interviews, they will ask you what is the major factors most of the organizations are looking for cloud. The first factor is cost cutting. The second thing is security, and the third factor is agility. I'll let you know complete information, but for now, I want to give you small information. Okay, first, what is meant by cloud? What is cloud? So cloud is nothing but it's internet or the network. It is nothing but a network or internet. Okay. So which is present in the remote location. So what is present? That could be any services. That could be servers. That could be network. That could be database. That could be applications. Everything will be available in the internet. Okay. Here we are not procuring any physical servers. We're not procuring any networking component. We're not procuring any database servers. We're not procuring any applications. Simply we are using the cloud and we are trying to access these services with the help of the cloud technology. So here, as per the user requirement, we need only the internet. But if you have the internet, then you can access your resources in the from the internet. These services are hosted in the remote location. Okay, so this is about cloud definition. What is cloud computing? Okay, so simply it refers the manipulating, okay, configuring and accessing the hardware and software from the remotely. Hardware and software resources. Because these are the two components we should be aware of it. So if someone asks what is cloud, there should be some difference between cloud and cloud computing. Okay, so cloud is nothing but it is a network or the internet which is present in the remote location. Okay, and what is cloud computing, guys? Cloud computing is nothing but it's a manipulating, configuring, the accessing the hardware and software resources remotely. There in the cloud computing, they will provide the services. That could be any kind of services. This is the example of servers, database is the example of this particular services. Okay. Any questions, guys, here?
Nothing. You can go
Okay.
ahead.
So let me go through the document. What is cloud computing? The term cloud network of the internet. So this is already covered. So it is a technology that uses remote servers on the internet to store, manage, and access data online rather than the local drives. Okay, so these are the major operations that can do using the cloud computing. First one is you can host the if someone want to host some application for development, instead of investing some amount of data, some amount of money of procuring the servers, simply they can launch the EC2 instances and they can host the applications for their development purposes. And they can also use for storage, backup, recovery of data, hosting blogs and websites, delivery of software of demand, analysis of data, and streaming videos and audios. So these are the operations that can be done. Apart from that, we have a lot of artificial intelligence. AWS is providing cloud technologies, is providing a lot of services, a lot of AWS services and cloud services. As of now, we're going to discuss only analysis of data, hosting, websites, and storage purpose, and for development phases. Apart from that, artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? A lot of services are also offering by the cloud technologies. That will be covered later. All right. Why cloud computing? So small and as well as large IT companies follow the traditional methods to provide IT infrastructure. That means for any IT company, we need the server room, right? And inside of server room, what we have to do, we have to procure the rack. Inside the rack, we have to design the network stuff. We have to design the servers. For hosting one application, we have to design everything, right? So that is the traditional way of using. So this everything, once cloud computing comes into the picture, so the traditional technologies, everything is wiped out. So now just we have to know the technology for building your applications. So that's brought up a very a lot of advantages using compare with the physical data centers, compare with the cloud technologies. Let's see what are the advantages by cloud computing. The advantage of using cloud computing is higher pay, less scalability, allowed huge spaces for servers, right? So this is on-premises. If you compare with the on-premises, with this higher pay and less scalability, allowed huge spaces for servers, we need to appoint a team for hardware and software maintenance, and poor data security, less chances of data recovery. But if you compare with the cloud computing, right, pay for what you use. No need to procure anything. Just we have to scale up. We have to create one EC2 instances, and we have to pay particular amount of money based upon the usage of the resources. If you don't want to utilize the services, no need to pay any amount of money to the AWS services. So pay as per your usage. So this is the key why most of the organizations looking for cloud. Okay, no server space required, because it's completely all the virtual and logical devices. So no need to procure, no need to host anything. It's completely logical devices. So no need of space required. No expert required for hardware and software maintenance. So this is the major important factor, right? If you go for any physical data centers or any of or enterprise networks, maintenance is the one of the headache for managing overall the infrastructure, right? So but in terms of network, but in terms of cloud, no need to maintain the hardware because it's completely virtual. So everything will be managed by AWS. If something goes to the so if something issues with the hardware, then that will be taken care by AWS itself. So there is no need to maintain, or no need to recruit a couple of persons for maintenance purposes. And better security, that is AWS has provided, will provide better security compared with on-premises, and disaster recovery. This is a very, very important factor. So first one is cost cutting, and second thing is disaster recovery. In cloud, right, we'll be having called regions. So everything I'm going to discuss a bit more. So these are the advantages of using cloud computing. So before, if you see the diagram here, right, before cloud computing and after cloud computing. So if you see this before cloud computing, for example, this is the example I just given. This is a rack. Okay, inside of rack, we have to procure the hardware devices, hardware resources. That could be database, or that could be, switches, routers, or firewalls, or anything, or servers, if you want to host anything. So this looks like very messy, right? But if you compare with the cloud computing, it will be clearly, visible to everyone. So what are the services we have to use? We have to choose that. If you want to choose the database, we have to select, we have to navigate to the database service, and we have to create, we have to build it. If you want to create the service, you have to navigate to the service and EC2, and we have to build your EC2 instance. Similar, if you want to build a network, then we have to go for specific services to build your infrastructure. So one more thing is the characteristics of cloud computing. This is very important. Agility is one very important. High availability and reliability is also very important. High scalability. So we can share multi-sharing is one of the characteristics. Device and local location independence. From anywhere we can log into the your cloud services and we can access it. And even the cloud AWS is providing a more secure way of connecting to the your resources. And maintenance is also one of the no need to be installed on every computer and can be accessed from different places. So this reduces the cost also. And low cost. So this is very important. Low cost and services the pay per user mode. So what are the services you're going to use it? You have to pay that amount of money. If you don't use the services, no need to pay any amount of money. And the last step is we can destroy your infrastructure at any time. If you don't want to use if you don't want to host your applications, you can destroy your infrastructure at any time. So these are the major characteristics of using cloud computing. Guys, any questions so far regarding the characteristics of what is cloud and cloud computing before I go for architecture of cloud computing?
No, you can go on. No problem.
Yeah. So this is a cloud architecture is completely, this will be completely designed by the AWS team. So we have to understand for interviews. So no need to no need to implement this architecture because already AWS has implemented this design to provide the services to the customers or to the end users. So as per the AWS documentation, they are using the two parts. Okay, the first part is front end and the second part is back end. What is front end and what is back end? Let me give you the clear picture. What is front end and what is back end? Right. So if you want to host any applications, first of all, the front end is the AWS console page, which is offering by the AWS. The URL for front end is Amazon. Yeah. So this is the front end page, which is providing by the AWS. Okay, you have to build your infrastructure. So this is the front end. This is the console page. This is the web application page, which is offering by the AWS for the customers. Once they subscribe into the AWS account, then they can build their own infrastructure accordingly. If it is in application based hosting, then they can host applications. If it is storage wise, they can save some documents inside of some AWS services. Okay, the first step is we have to log into the AWS account. Okay, and we have to subscribe with your email address. Okay, it will prompt for ZPHM3. So this is the front end. You are able to see everything. So this is the console page. Okay, this is the actual console page, which is offering by the AWS. So if you see here, if you search, where is this? If you search with the services, these are the list of services which is offering by AWS. VPC is for anyway, no worries. I am going to cover an AWS service, AWS topic. At the time, we're going to discuss all the services. So if you want to search for network, we have to select the VPC. If you want to build any EC2, any servers, we have to search with the EC2, Elastic Cloud Computing. We have to navigate to the particular service. Okay, and we have to build your EC2 infrastructures. Okay, if you want to build one EC2, one server, then we have to log in. We have to navigate to the particular service, and we have to build your infrastructure. Okay, so this is pretty much straightforward. This is offering by the AWS. So this web page, what a customer sees, that is a front end application. Okay, So this is the client infrastructure that is called front end. And we'll be in order to access the particular services, we have to use the internet. That's a connectivity we have to use in order to access our resources. Either we have to use the either you can reach out these services using the public or private. That will be discussed in the networking services. For now, just consider that if you in order to access these services, you want the internet. Okay. So in the backend, components will be having called management, application services, runtime, storage, infrastructure, security. Normally, let me take one example for you guys. So let us take, this is my data center. Okay, I want I'm very new. I have this some budget. For example, let us take 1 lakh as a budget or 10,000 as a budget. Okay, I need to, as a developer, as I'm new to the IT industry, I want to host one application initially, and after it was successful, then I need to bring into the production. I need to deliver to the, I need to get some revenue on it. So that's my overall requirement. Since it's a new technology or new application, let us take this application as e-commerce. Okay, so like Amazon, AWS, Flipkart. Okay, so I want to build one Flipkart applications. So I need to invest some 10,000K or something for this price. What are you actually, in order to host applications, what are the components we required? First thing is the first thing we require is servers. Okay, and the second thing is network. We want it. Network in the sense switches, routers. And the third step we want is database. And fourth is storage. Fifth is security. So these are the 5 components we require if you want to host one applications. Definitely we want it. In order to maintain the standards, we want to as per the regulations, compliance policies will be having, right? If you want to secure your traffic from external threat, definitely we want the security. If you want to store your data, then we want the storage. If you want to change the content, we want the database. If you want to communicate from one network to other network, definitely we want the routers. And if you want to host your application, you want the hardware operating system. That is could be any servers, Linux or operating system. So normally this is the design it looks like. So what we'll do, we'll procure the hardware server. On the top of it, we'll be installing operating system. On the top of it, we'll be writing application. So if any users want to access the application from the internet, right? So we want the routers. There could be switches, just normal topology I'm just writing. This could be routers. This could be firewalls. This is routers. The connectivity looks like this. This is router. This is firewall to filter the traffic. This is switches. No worries, guys. I will explain what is router, what is firewall, what is network, what is the operating system, everything. Right. So if you want to host an application, if the application end users want to access the application, this is the connectivity we wanted. Here we use the service providers as a bandwidth. ISP. So now end user will try to open. He is the end user. So at somewhere he'll try to, for example, let us take as this application is Flipkart, right? www.flipkart.com. Okay, if you're hosting web applications to the internet, so user has to type www in his browser, and this request will go to the internet. From internet, we should reach. It will pass the traffic to the router, from router to firewall, firewall to the switches, from switches to the user will initiate the traffic, it reaches the internet, from internet it reaches to the router, router to the firewall, firewall to the switches, and switches to the application. So again we'll get the response, again it will traffic reverse, will pass through the same flow. So this is the normal way of communicating between application. So in these cases we want the all the components, right? If you want to host one application, we want 1, 2, 3, 4 components. The similar way, if you want to host one application in AWS, we want this many components. One is EC2, that is called server. VPC is nothing but network. Okay, database is nothing, DynamoDB. And one more thing, S3. For storage, we'll be using called S3. So these are the 4 components which is offering by AWS, which are without procuring anything. Simply as of now we just subscribed and we are logged into the we'll just log into the web page and we are trying to access the services. Right. Yeah, so whatever the services which I mentioned, right, security, infrastructure, service, application, everything is considered as a backend. So AWS has two components. First one is front end, the second is backend. Okay, so this is the front end, backend, which will serve as everything I covered. And the next is components of cloud computing architecture. So cloud computing offers 3 types of services. First one is infrastructure software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So what is my software as a service? So software as a service in the sense, first let us go for infrastructure as a service. If you go to the console, whatever if you want to host one applications, so we want 3 components. Let us take, we want 3 components. First one is server, second is network, and third one is database. Let us assume that. Okay, so these services has to maintain by owner of this application. Okay, owner of the account, owner of the company. So in that is considered as the infrastructure as a service. So this has to taken care by infrastructure team. AWS will not involve into that to manage or to maintain your infrastructure. Okay, it is responsibility for managing applications data, middleware, and runtime environment. Anything that could be virtual servers, databases, whatever users are deploying in the AWS services, that has to be managed by their own team. So software as a service in the sense, so just they will manage, they will install, they will install applications as well as the infrastructure is completely managing by AWS. So we have to access through the web, through the browser. Okay, if there is something issue, then we have to raise a request with this AWS team. They will take care of managing or something kind of troubleshooting will be taken care by AWS team. So platform as a service in the sense, just they will provide, okay, they will provide, they will maintain the infrastructure as well as the software. We have to provide the platform. Okay, it is also known as cloud platform services. It is quite similar to SaaS, but the difference is that SaaS provides a platform for the software creation, but using SaaS, we can access software over the internet without that need of any platform. So example of infrastructure as a service is EC2, Google Cloud, for Cisco Metapod, and for PaaS is OpenShift or Windows Azure or Force.com. For software as a service is called Google Apps, Salesforce, Dropstacks, or HubSpot, Cisco WebEx. So just we have to use this software, and everything rest of the infrastructure will be managed by AWS. In platform, just we have to maintain the platform only. And mostly instead of these three services, mostly all the organizations will be preferred infrastructure as a service. So this means overall the infrastructure will be managed and maintained by their own team. Okay, and until they have some issues with the hardware, they will not reach out AWS. Even patches, okay, or creation of deployment of EC2s, deployment of databases, and if something connectivity between one server to other servers, everything will be taken care by own team itself. So this is about three services. Guys, any questions on the SaaS, PaaS, and no PaaS?
No, from my side, Sandeep.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Security. Sorry, your voice is breaking. I think someone is asking a question.
Saying go ahead, no problem.
Okay. So now the types of cloud. So there are 4 types of cloud. Mostly in the organizations at the I think let us join the session one more time. I think it will be the session will be disconnected in 1 minute.